doing out there? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am working on coffee, right? Is everybody like all caffeinated? Because this is going to be fun. I have been dreaming up this page for forever. So I am so happy that you're here with me. Let's make sure everything is on and not on. I need a little more light, right? Who's with me there? Okay, so we are warming up to the beautiful Madison paper, right? Do you guys have a little bit of Madison? Now, this is not a requirement. You do not have to have Madison paper. Red, white, and blue of whatever your choice is perfect. Okay, so we are going to start in just a little bit. Hello, my dear friend Dina down the road. What, it's just about 20 miles, right? You're pretty much down the road. How are you, Dina? Hi. I am hoping that everybody's having a wonderful weekend this weekend with Mommy's Day around the corner, right? Hey, Wendy Cooper, how are you, sweetheart? And Joy is here with me. Thank you so much. And Pamela Densmore, hey, baby. Miss you already, my sweet friend. I think of Pamela Densmore and I think of 6 Mile Long Legs because let me tell you, gorgeousness. Okay, so let's take a little drink here and see how we get going. Yep, I've got my special sticker. If you want one, let me know. I might have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 or so left. Okay, so welcome to Martha's Paper Crafting. I am so happy that you're here with me. I am trying to be very well organized. So I really want to say thank you to everybody that's coming by. I appreciate your support, really do. Today I am all about Madison, red, white, and blue. Okay. Here I love this channel is my space for creativity, to reach out to you as creative human beings. We crave that attention with each other. We crave that connection. So I really want to say hello to everybody, and you are just as important to me as my sweet little family that lives in this house. My little Louie is right there in that little corner. He is allowed to walk now. Yay, Louie. Now, he may not want to, but he is allowed. He thinks he's a little princess and needs to be carried around. So thank you. Is that Karen talking to me, Karen? I saw something about a headband. Okay, this one is really old, Karen. I have no idea where this came from, other than I think it might be an original from Roncia. Roncia Denley used to have a cute little nail shop boutique jewelry shop, and I used to go in there and take the stuff off her head and say, I want this. But she's not here anymore. So here we are going to talk about Madison again. And I really want you guys to pull out the old anniversary collection of the paper fancy folds, paper anniversary, paper tricks, whatever you want to call them. I think these are so valuable. Okay, I just saw that on AGTV this week. They were on sale for about 50 bucks. And I'm thinking, I'm going to count them for you. Okay, so one skinny rosette, one fat rosette, okay? And then, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, okay, 8 that you will use forever with whatever paper collection you want. It makes things go so much faster. It does things that you just cannot do on your own unless you are Pamela Densmore that has mathematician brain in her head and engineering skills like Eve Young, and then you can get that stuff done. That's not easy for me, so I rely on these to do quick little paper tricks that I love. You have to order these. Okay, they were 50 bucks. There's 8 of them. Okay, the box pleat, love. The smocking, it makes it so easy to make like a little circle pleat around your cute little granddaughters. And then this one is that little wave that goes in both directions. And this is the Snell rosette, super fun to do. This is the little airplane. It forms like, I don't know if you can see that. It forms 2 airplanes. And then this is the one that I'm going to use right now. It's like a box pleat, but it's at an angle. It's beautiful with double-sided paper. Happy Friday, Angelisa. Absolutely. And then the two types of rosettes, one that is a 1/2 inch and one that is a 1/4. So it's just perfect. Okay, so let me tell you about the page that is in my head. Sneaking in and out of work. Hey, Candy, I'm so happy that you can sneak in and out. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so you know when I have a inspiration, some type of something comes to me and I think I need to write this down. And so sometimes I'll end up like I don't even know what all these numbers are here, so I won't, I'll try to keep them out of the public eye. But here is like a up down thing here. I did not do the crop home, but I have been getting new dies from HSN. Yes. Hey, I have a set of dies that are coming my way because I ordered a second book. So I will have a set for sale. And then here is another. So I write these things down when I start to think of little ideas. Okay, that's a flip up and down. And then I was dreaming up of a ticket. Do you guys know with those little corners, a ticket, like a ticket page with those little half corners? I know you guys know what it's called. Those little half moons cut off. But like extreme, like cutting off a whole bunch of them and stacking them in all different directions. I was just dreaming about that. In today's dream, I am thinking about that little chicken scratch. It goes this way. Can you see that? We're gonna work on it. Okay, I know that, right? Don't you just love it? 3 ice cream cones, some kind of swiggly in the middle, and a bunch of frames. It's my type of shorthand, okay? I am old enough that I took typing class and I took shorthand. I can still remember how to do dear sir. Does anybody know how to do shorthand? The big long and the loopy and then the sir? Yes, I do. That's probably the only one I know how to do right this minute. Okay, so let me tell you about Madison. I've been digging through my Madison collection. This one is absolutely one of my absolutely favorite prints. And it has a back to it. I know this, for me, when I first started scrapbooking, the double-sided paper was freaking me out because I wanted to use both sides. I didn't know how, other than just do a little flippy corner and you know, but this paper tricks thing is ideal for double-sided paper. Okay, and then I'm looking at these cute little stars that are in there because, you know, I need a little bling bling somewhere. And these back pages, let me show you, these type of prints for me, okay? This is super tiny, little red and blue print. I call this a solid, okay? In the Anna Griffin collections, there is not very much of a solid. Yes, there is one that is dark blue and kind of a little distressed. If I see it, I'll pull it out. That is pretty much a solid. But for me, these little itty bitty prints are solids. On the back of that, they have these cute little swigglies. That's a little bit of a different kind of solid, okay? That's not quite a solid for me. So I'm dreaming about that. I'm dreaming about stars, okay? I really had a thing with stripes, but I think that's like not the right size stripe for some reason. It just wasn't coming to me, but I love the blue for the background of my page. And then here's another one that's kind of small, but not really, but it's the difference between this big print, okay, that I want to see and maybe do fussy cuts or whatever we have in that area compared to this print that is what I call a solid, okay? And okay, so I have that. I pulled out some stars because the back has more blingy stars. And then the same thing in blue with another little blue on the back and the red. Okay, so what I am dreaming up is I want this one to be my background. Okay, I want this one to be that fillet situation. You know how I always have to fillet something, right? And then we are going to decide on stars or stripes, maybe even a solid for my stripes because I need, in my head, I have stripes going on. Hola, Beth, we need to catch up and maybe do a crop zoom. Okay, so I was thinking about that for today, that if anybody was interested in a crop zoom, but then Nick told me he was coming home. So, but yes, we need to do a little crop zooming because we need to catch up. And we need to finish up Crop at Home 5. So there, yes, I totally agree. Because Candy, we have to catch you up on all the loveliness that we had at Create Crop at Home 5. Okay, loves. So here's this one. Let's start with that one on the bottom. Okay, and then on top of all of this, and this is how I start a page from scratch. Okay, this is a process for me. I know already that I want to use the anniversary fancy folds, and I'm also pulled out all the other anniversary fancy folds, but I'm not thinking about using this. I feel like I don't want to use them because I know so many of you guys don't have them, and I don't want you to go look for them for $500 and it's way past our mother's gift budget. Okay, and then I was thinking of lace because Joy and I were talking about where are we going to put lace in our page, and these are some of the lace doilies dies that I want to turn paper into lace. Okay, so there is this one that you can use. Okay, and I'm just giving you different ideas. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, but I want you to have options on which ones you can use. They are all absolutely beautiful. There's a square and a round. These are called square round pleated ribbon because I understand that we are able to put ribbon through that, which is fabulous, right? And then there's some lacy folders that have, oh, what are these called? These are lace embossing folders and dies. There's an embossing folder somewhere, but I don't need that right now. I love this one right here. We have in 12-inch from Crop at Home 1, I want to say. And I absolutely love this one, okay? But these are all kind of lacy things. This is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be using at the Madison class May 31st to do compound borders, okay? I love this one. I love this one. I have that one in 12-inch. Oh, it's right here. It's from Crop at Home Uno, the OG of Unos. Sounds like we have much to in our craft room. Isn't that a good thing? Get major crafting and use it up. I think, Susan, that we need to start thinking for the next 6 months of the year, because it's pretty much at the 6-month mark, right? That we need to start figuring out how to use the stash that we have in our house. I think that that is a good plan. And then I love this round one. This one is one that is one of my favorite. Plus, it comes with a shadow. And I was thinking of a really good trick for that shadow. So I want you to look for these and see if you have something like this in your stash for the Madison class. Okay, and then now that we have some of that stuff out of the way, I am going to show you how to start your base for this situation. And this is the Madison collection. We're just going to kind of play around and see what we come up with in the next hour. I want to show you just the basics of how I put things together so that you know how to start and do things for yourself. Or you can come over to the Madison class and join us on Zoom. It's $20. It's a very minimal fee for what we have, and you get to talk with each other, and we get to do Zoom together. You need to have a camera on your device, okay? And you don't have to have Madison. Pull out red, white, and blue stuff, and let's get some of that going, okay? So I'm gonna move the camera down. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Let's see who we have here. Wendy, hello. Wendy, I sent you a link also for the next Zoom class because you were not able to go to the last one. Hello, we have Karen and Pamela and Michelle. Joan, hi, how are you, Joan? Thank you for joining us. I love your little dog. Okay, so my little dog is a little bit sick. I won't go into the details, but he's much better now. He is able to walk on his little paws, but he's just a hot little mess. He's just like... yeah, he's able to he's right there in that corner. Louis, say hello. Nope, not even. Yeah, he doesn't do that very well. He doesn't do tricks. He does do kusis. Uh, on demand. He will lick you. Anyway, okay, so Kathy, hello. How are you? I'm so glad you're here with me. Karen, you have so many cool dies. I have a lifetime of dies. I should not have to buy a single die ever again in my life. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Please tell me you're not going to be driving around the country on May 31st, right, Cindy? Because I don't know how you're going to be able to drive and glue paper, but we're going to get you to glue paper while we do a class. Candy, agree. I want to redo a craft room. I can't turn around in it right now. Okay, I am telling you, you have to take everything out. You have to take everything out and then start over. I know. And then start boxing up whatever you don't want. And we're going to take it to Scrap Shack and gift it away to somebody else because I know that there's so many of us that would love some of our supplies but can't pay for the market price of things. So Susan is here. Time to make some holiday cards. Cindy, thank you. No, I'm definitely going to be home and looking forward to the Zoom. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, so the class, I'm going to move this down to so I can start. Okay, let's move this down. And please remind me that I have to turn my upside down. My class here has to be upside down. Okay, so the first thing that I was thinking about when we do this loveliness, let's see here. Okay, so I'm kind of really loving this red with this light blue because I like light right up against the darkness of this page here. Let me get some more coffee in me. I am nowhere near a morning person. I applaud you if you are a morning person, if you can get up and going. I have tried like nobody's business to be in the 5 a.m. club, and it just does not happen for me. Okay, I have sharp tools. I am ready. I have nice clean tools because after unpacking my scrapbook room, this is our base. Okay, so pretty much on your base, you don't do a whole lot of anything to it. Okay, as of right now, because we need to figure out what we're gluing to it. Okay, and then this one is the one that I want to turn into a base border. And when I travel, I do use this blue painter's tape and tape all of my stuff to this because I want, and I have a little duct tape to the back of this. This has that little pocket, and this is a Martha Stewart retired paper trimmer. I apologize. It is my absolute favorite, and it has little extra blades in there. And I keep them all nice and tight and secure with duct tape. And I have my marks on it, so I know how much I want to do what to. Okay, so the key for me on this is measuring. Where is my lovely ruler? I want this star here. So the star is a 1/2 inch. So that is going to be one of our consistent numbers when you start to play with this. So we want a 1/2 inch fold. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, and I'm trying to find the right up and down for this paper. Whoa, this one's a good one to, I would say that this is the bottom. Does that sound right? That is the bottom. And I'm gonna say that this is the top, just for right now. I don't know if I'm gonna if that's even important, but use what we have. Well, I don't want to say anything because I know we have a lot of business people here, and the tariffs are a problem for everybody, and not just paper suppliers, right? It's an issue, and I don't want to get into the politics of all of this, but it is an issue. But you know what? We have enough supply that it wouldn't bother us. You know, we have all our stuff that's in our home is tariff free. How about if I say that? So if I say use what you have, it's tariff free. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a lovely thought? A good bone folder is always nice. This is not my favorite. I don't know where my favorite went. I'm going to go down and score this at 1 inch, okay? Excuse me, half an inch. We're scoring at half an inch right there. And then if this folds in at half an inch, then that means I can't see anything in that fold. So I'm gonna move it up to 1 inch. So that's gonna give me a whole inch border after that. So we're at 1.5 here. And so now you can see that this is at 1.5, half an inch of a fold. And then I'm gonna cut at the 1 inch. And we're gonna do that again 4 times because this is our border. Okay, so we do half an inch of a fold, crease, score. What else do we want to call this? Right here. And then we're going to move this up to a 1.5. That's the same thing we have over here. Okay. This is just the base of our page. This is our Madison collection. This is can be a title page. You can do doubles. I am going to do 4 of these because I'm thinking this might be either a single page or it could be the title page to my event. Now we're going to go up 1.5 because it needs to be half and half. Okay. And you know, I love this Martha Stewart paper trimmer, but it's only because I know it so well. It's not because it's super accurate. I'm not one that has to have super accurate engineer designed cuts. I kind of just go with the flow of it, okay? So here, and then we're going to move this up to 1.5 to do a cut. Okay. And then on top of this, we're going to do another one that is half an inch right here. Just to give you a little taste of what we are doing at the Madison class, okay? Now here is 1.5, okay? And then on this 1.5, we're gonna go up another 2 inches. So you take that all the way up to a 2-inch mark, and then you're gonna score. And from there, I want to cut it at half. Yep, we said that wasn't going to matter, right? So here is my score, and then I want to cut it at half. So, and here is where we cut. I'm trying to make sure I'm straight, kind of sort of straight, okay? Alrighty, so this is what we have here. Every little border that we're doing, every little thing that you want to do, here is our little score. Here's the next one. Okay. I don't feel like that's completely straight. It feels like one is shorter than the other, doesn't it? Look like it's a smidgen off. Okay, this is just our practice run for this. I want to show you that this can easily be a border that just goes across, just like if it were a, what do we want to call it? I would say it would go this way better. This would be a compound border. Kind of like a belly band for a bunch of pictures. So I'm going to put that aside so we can go through that. And now on these lovelies, we're going to do all the same. Okay. Just like that. So what we have here is double-sided paper, and it's just a little fun trick that we can do so that you can use both sides of the paper on this at the same time. Okay. Okay, so now you have a nice straight, should we say like a fillet of what we're doing here. Okay, And I don't necessarily have to squish that down and glue it. You can if you want to. I like that little dimension look of kind of like a little wing going. Let's see, it would take years to use everything. Hope I live long enough. Okay, that is exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so let's look at the paper correct. And you think this would be the top, or would it be the other way? I kind of like this little flower pointing. So in my head, this is the top, okay? Doesn't mean that it has to be the top for your head. It's just the top for my head, okay? So here, we're going to run around and fillet them. Okay, I'm leaving a tiny little slither. I don't know if you can see that. Let's bring this in. Let's see. Okay. And I'm going to put this down, but again, only on the edges. In the middle, I leave the edges free. I'm putting a little bit of glue right here. And this is just a nice, fun border. I'm doing round about 1/8 of an inch at the bottom free, so I get that pretty fillet, because you know I love that little fillet look down here, okay? And we're gonna do that all the way around. So again, this is just a process video. It is a tutorial I'm showing you, but it's a process video of what I do in order to get a page done. It does not come like super fast. Like it takes time. I dream about my pages. If I see a technique I want to try, I always try to give it a little Martha spin, because I want it to be my own. And I was thinking about all this beautiful double-sided paper that we have with Madison, and how can we, you know, still, I kept feeling the vibe to Crop at Home 5 was back to basics, trying to get, you know, the use of what we have, learning and perfecting our skills that we have already learned, but let's get them to really work for us. I love our shopping skill, but let's get some of our stuff done. Okay, so here I'm leaving a little tiny 1/8 of an inch. I put very little glue on this spot in the middle, because I like to come back and fillet this afterwards. Okay, love the technique this last weekend. It would take years for us to use our stuff up. Kaiser, Yvonne is here with me. Hey, Yvonne, how are you, my Kentucky friend? Hello, Martha. Have you discussed an alternative if we don't have Madison paper? Any red, white, and blue paper. Any red, white, and blue paper is all up to you. I love, I have Madison, because the California state ladies, Griffinites, asked for this to come back, but and I didn't have it before. So any red, white, and blue paper is what I would ask you to find, okay? So because in my head, I'm dreaming of stripes, this is where I'm going with this one. I would love to use the very same stripes that are on this, but they just weren't, they weren't calling my name. They just weren't. So I'm coming in with this to see how it's going to look. This back part is really big and busy, but I want some of these stripes that are right here on my page, okay? And I have 2 different ideas that I want to work with, and let's try out the first one. Literally, let's try it out, because I have not done this before. I'm literally designing on a whim right here with you. Okay, so I'm putting this in right in the middle of my zigzag stripe. I'm sorry if this looks horrible on the screen. Okay, here is the part that I am interested in. I have more of this paper, so that if I mess it up, I'm not dead in the water, because I do have more. And I want to use this one. And what do we call this one? Fancy folded diagonal border. It's like a box pleat, but it's at an angle. And I remember that if we play with this, we should be able to see the back of paper also. So I wanted 2 stripes on here, and I'm going to try to get them inside this space. Okay. Oh, I'm going to high up. I apologize for that. And then you need your long skinny plates. And you know me, I have my skinny plates that my husband cut in half. If you don't have that video, it's somewhere around here. It was at the old house. This is one single extra long plate. And I asked my husband to please cut it in half because that was before she had the skinnies. And yeah, he cut it in half for me. He says, does it matter if it breaks? And I said, no, it matters if you just get it done. Okay, so here we are with this part, okay? And I'm gonna run it through here. And yes, they have been loved this week. They are all crooked again. I think, yeah, it's pretty much set where in stone. So embossing folder and 2 plates, that's all my sandwich sits here for. And how is everybody out there doing? Hey, Sue, use this in a lot of DAR scrapbooks. You have to tell me what are DAR scrapbooks. Daughter-in-law, daughter. Okay, so now I have the little embossing on it. It is very light. I feel like I should do it with a shim next time. But that is enough for me, for my purpose, and I'm kind of testing this out. So now that I embossed it, I am going to go in here and cut it. And I want it to be in the same type that I have on this side. So I think that that would be at 1 inch. Let's see. Yep. And it looks like I need to hold this down correctly. When this little wing of our embossing folder comes down, this arm comes down, it sometimes moves my paper. So I will use a little washi tape, painter's tape. I always have painter's tape because I always have some type of DIY going on at my house. Okay, so here is our 1 inch. And I wanted that little star to be the center of attention. And now in order to do the other one, I'm going to have to play around with its size. This one is good, but I think that my angle is a little bit off here. And remember, this is me just kind of goofing off and playing. If it's not perfectly perfect, this is a pretty sloppy copy. How about we say that? And does anybody want this for that quilling thing? No. No, I called it eyelash page, and I'm okay with that. So we were saying this is about 1 inch. Let's see. Yep, it's at 1 inch. So let's go in here and cut 1 inch off. Okay. And you're coming around here. This is going to be an extra little scrap of stuff. Okay, so now let's play with how I'm dreaming this one up. This has these little folds that go like this, okay? And then it has a big piece. And you can do a box pleat, or you can do them all waving at the same way, which is the one that I want to do. Do you see that? You could do this without the flag, without the embossing folder. You just have to get really technical on how you're going to do it, because that's not going to be easy. And let's find our glue here. Hey B, how are you? Hey, surprise, you are on. How are you? How's California? Is everybody nice and happy there? Babies are all good? You made it home safely? Okay, so I'm putting a tiny little dot on this side, a tiny little dot on that side, and then guess what I put on it? A clothespin. And thanks for, because of Pamela Densmore, I now have gold clothespins. I think my allergies are acting up. I'm having an echo in my ear, which means I'm congested. Okay, holding these there. And I'm doing laundry also. Is anybody else doing laundry? That laundry just never goes away. It's just, you know, when will it be a trend to wear like dirty clothes? When is that trend coming out? Okay. Oh, hey, Fran Moritz Booth, how are you? I love that. Okay, so you see how when we're doing this, you get that little peek from the back. So this specific little wave, I do not recommend unless you have, can't find the next score, unless you have double-sided paper. I would not do this specific technique because you need, you'll be showing, I mean, unless you're good with doing white in the background, that's fine with me. I'm just saying, you need to think about that when you do this technique on your paper. You need to make sure that yeah, I even have laundry for the dogs. Like when did that happen? When did we start doing laundry for the dogs? Like they have to have the favorite towel and the favorite blankie, and heaven forbid that someone I know, Lewis, doesn't have his blankie to sleep in. Ooh, yeah, exactly. I know. How am I supposed to have crafty time if I'm busy doing everybody's laundry? I ran out of clippies. Okay, ouch. Okay, so here is this one, okay? So I don't know how many of these we're going to have to do. I was thinking about 3 or 4. Who knows what is going to happen. I know, yes, laundry has been going on for days. All the bedding, including bleached mattresses, pads, smelly, fresh. I know, I am with you. I don't understand. Yes, leave me some thumbs up. Please subscribe. I so appreciate that. Okay, while this dries, I'm going to come over here to this one, and we're going to talk about mitering, which there's all different kind of ways of mitering, and you take the one that you love the best. Lately, I have been liking the what I call faux mitering, which instead of going down and cutting both of them, let me bring this back over here. You just do one, okay? You with me? And you take this one here and you're going to cut it right where you think you need it, like that, okay? And then you're going to glue these 2 pieces together, and we're going to have to cut this little trim off because we have a tiny little trim going here. And then you can glue these little babies together. Little glue there. Little glue here. So the back one, do you see the back one is a full size, okay? That's why I'm calling it a faux, because this one is open completely to you. And then this one is not. Okay, and then I hold these 2 together where I think I want them to be. And I can see that I would want one little snippet less on that little corner. Yeah, those are not my favorite hair clips. I don't know how that hair clippy thing goes. Okay, another way of doing your borders is to take both of them, and this gives you less bulk, which my dear friend Angie requests not so much bulk when she does her pages. And so you lift both of them up, okay? You have them cutting right where you want them to cut, and we want one to be a little miter less. So let's cut one of these a tiny bit, because we're doing a 1/8 of an inch around it. Remember, we have a fillet border going. So now we have these where it would cut just perfectly, right? You hold these 2 together with confidence. You go in here and you just slice, okay? Do not stop, do not hesitate, no snagginess. And then you have a border here that is just beautiful because you cut them together. And here, you put a little glue, put a little glue. This one needs a little glue on what we're calling our little cuff, okay? And then you're holding these together. It looks nice. You hold these together. And you know, you can always add a corner, pocket corner of some sort, and then there you go. You get your perfect little corners that you want. Yeah, these clips are really strong, and I think they're over strong because they can make little incisions into your paper. Okay, now for my next technique that some of you have seen me do, it's the little cutting mat and your little fancy triangle that I'm sure Pamela Densmore can tell you what it's called. I do not know. Okay, it's from geometry. And I had a really nice boyfriend in geometry that helped me get through it. I'm sorry. Hey, you have to do what you have to do. Okay? I needed to graduate college, okay? And I had all this math I had to do. Ooh, the math. Okay, so I'm not going to cut this one. Okay, we're going to do this. This is what I'm going to show you how to do. The mat here goes in between your two pieces. So you have three pieces, one right, one left, one is your base page, okay? Between your miter corners, you want to put your base page, does not need to get cut, so put your mat there, okay? This part needs to get cut. So I am coming around here and I'm gonna hold these together the way they need to be. And then I use this cute little triangle and I decide where it's going to cut. I need to cut right here to this little cute little triangle here. So my cutting mat has a little texture on it. So when I'm starting to slice in here, you just hear the paper go. But as soon as I get deep enough, I can start to hear. I can start to hear the corrugated mat. Okay, which I'm not putting enough pressure on it. I must not be strong enough this morning. Let's try again. Put your little triangle right where it needs to be at. Hold everything, the little sandwich, intact. It's not easy because of this little, you're cutting through what, you see, you hear that little fart of my paper? There we go. Not liking this one, and then over here, you see this one didn't even get cut, so we're gonna cut it this way. Okay? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have to cut into 4 pieces of paper. And you can see that I scratched it and did ugly stuff to it. So you just have to kind of move it around. Okay, I want that little tiny fillet right here. I want this little tiny fillet right here. I see a tiny little triangle right here that needs to go away. And we're going to glue. Glue this part. Glue this part. And I do like wet glue for this because it gives me a little time to work. Here we go. And you see that here? Gonna bring that one down. I want that little fillet right there. And hold that one down, and there you go. Keep them all nice and tight, and I'm sure that this one is dry by now, so I'm gonna grab one of these and clip it together so that it stays nice and clean. Okay, so which one is your favorite? Okay, there's all kind of different ways to miter. You don't even have to miter, right? We did a lot of pages this past weekend without mitering corners. I love a miter, and lately this is my favorite, just to go in and cut. And then this one, because it's kind of a faux, I love that idea of a faux. It is easy. I'm all for it. I'm all here for the easies. I'm one of those that also was a big fan of that TV show, the cooking show of, I don't know her name, but she was super cute, skinny blonde lady, and the TV show was like half homemade cooking show. And I love that. She would go buy a birthday cake from the grocery store and then make it look all pretty. That was my kind of birthday cake making. I like to warm up the house and make it all hot. We live in Texas. That is hot. Okay, so we have all 4 done. And we're back up to this side. So in my dream, I have these little stars working as stripes. And they would be in the middle. Do you see how that would be a cute little stripe? Now let's see how we're going to do this to put it together. We might have to do this, right about there. So let's cut that a little bit, and we can glue that a little bit. Make it work. Make that paper work. Okay, here is another one that we need to glue together. How many of these gorgeous borders do we need to make to make several stripes? I don't know. There we go. That little one is right there, and it looks like it belongs there, right? Don't tell me no, because it's going down. Okay, so how do we want this to look? It's not going the way I want it to go. It's looking crooked. I have to take that apart. Maybe it's supposed to go this way. Anyway, I don't like it. Okay, so my idea was to bring this down into stripes, and I think 3 of them would be really pretty. But I'm not feeling it. Okay, so let's go to option number 2. And I'm going to hold this because these could be compound borders for another trip. Okay, but here is option number 2. I'm just going to cut them. How about that? And we're going to go at 1 inch, and I want the stars to be pretty much in the middle. And here's 1 inch. I'm going to get a little tiny slither off. You know, when you don't like something, it's perfectly okay for you to change your mind and move it around to the next plan, okay? Get a little tiny slither off of that because I feel like it's not quite centered. Okay, so I'm doing 1 inch and a slither so that I can get my star right here in the center of my page. Maybe that would work if it was like the busy pattern, the solid busy pattern. I don't like the way it was looking for the star. Okay, here we go. Now we go back to 1 inch, and how many are we at? I think this might be number 4. Is everybody still like basking in the glow of Crop at Home 5? Like, are your creative juices just flowing like crazy? I think we need 1 more. And here, you see my little 4th of July Memorial Day weekend one here would be here, here, here. Okay. These are our stripes. And then I wanted this one to be the mat. So I might go to just 3 stripes. Let's find our paper at 6. Here is 6. Right there. There. And then we're bringing this one into the middle. And I think I like it this way. And this one would be also really pretty. I think you need to decide what picture you want on here. If you like the white background or if you like the dark. I tend to like the dark right this minute. So I'm kind of going with this one. Okay, and I'm going to come in here and cut a couple of these little pieces off so we can tuck them in and glue them in. And I'm holding my paper at what I'm considering 12. What did you think of today's technique? Fold over your mat to see the other side. And here, where I'm just putting a little wet glue back here so that I can still wiggle it in between and see where I want to go. So on my mat here is 6. And that's another one that I really like, this glass mat, because it has the rulers on it and I can see just roundabout. I'm not gifted in the department of trying to center things, eyeballing it. You know, I can do a little bit, not like really good. Oh Lord, that's Louis snoring. Can you guys hear that? Louis, you are snoring. Okay, so I kind of like that there. If I tuck it in. I'm looking at where my stars are, these little honeycombs in here. Kind of look like pretty little medals. Okay, and I am doing red, white, and blue, trying to warm up to our Madison class. I'm going to be working on the actual class, but this is kind of a preview of what we're going to be doing. Oh, I like that right there. Let's see. How straight are we? Okay, and then this one sits right on top. How is that working for you? I know. And then if you want it to come back, we have this one. You can add this to this part, but we have to still add more, right? Now, when we can use these little waves to work on the back of it. Do you see that? We can turn this into a compound border. And you can do it now, or you can do it on the second page. You don't have to do it right this minute, this little technique. That's what we're gonna do at the class. We're gonna do a page, and then we're gonna do lots of these, like at least 6. This is what I wanna do and really work with it. Okay, so now the next one that I was dreaming up is, I've never even used this little class, I was calling them snow cones, but you guys have a real word for it. This little thing here. Have you used it yet? This one. I have not. But I saw that it has those little lacy things. And I know that that's very girly on this, I don't know, kind of sort of manly page. Oh, we are spinning. Are we spinning? Is anybody there with me? Hola, hola, hola. Yep. If my stuff drops. Aloha, Lisa. How are you? If my account drops, it's you know, we had storms on and off, and I may have to start a part 2. Okay. Here is ours. This one. Okay. I have not used it, but this is what I'm calling my snow cones on my page. And I think we can do 1, 2, 3. I like to have 3 of these. And I think that they should be in, we should do them in a really pretty, maybe the red, white, maybe this one in red, because then it'll match with this little trim. That one also. I was kind of thinking of the blue. You know, sometimes you just have to try it out to see which one you want to do. Now I have the ones that are over here with that fit. It's a little bit small. Nope, right there. Okay, so let's do some of those. Maybe we need to do all 3 colors. That one. Maybe one of those. That would be fun, right? If they're all 3 colors. Maybe one of those. That would be 3 different colors. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Let's bring this up so you can talk to me, because now we are kind of at a spot where we are talking, and it's a good spot where we can turn this off and let you kind of go and dream things up to do by yourself, right? We are at a good stopping point. Now we need to do embellishments, and we are working on making more compound borders. I love the idea of doing a really pretty border with this one, okay, with the wave on the side. Okay, those pretty stripes. I look at those stripes and I think I need to add a little gold. I need to add some kind of little gold edging to it to kind of give it a finished edge. Does that make any sense? Does anybody ever do that? I have too many edges here. One there, one over here. Okay, so I like to put a little trim of gold on things lately just because I don't, especially when you're using black paper, I do not like to see the edge of the white. I don't like the white core paper. So that's something that I like to do because I don't want to see it. So, you know, if you don't mind seeing it, then my goodness. Oh, isn't that pretty? Okay, so here is our little piece, and then this must be the background, and this wraps around this way. Somewhere's the directions in my space. Let's fold it. So I think it's called a fussy mussy. Is that correct? I'm calling it a snow cone. But look how pretty that's gonna look, okay? And I think since our background is light, it's this color. Do you see how pretty that would look? And so my idea for this is to put all those cute little icons that we have, like the Statue of Liberty and all of those beautiful things that we have for this paper collection, kind of hanging out in here and making it you can really see it. Okay, so if you have flowers and icons all together, it makes it a statement. Okay, so I want to do at least 3 of those, and I was going to do them in all the different colors because I love that. You know, I like things in all the different colors, of the rainbows. Okay, so where are we at? We're almost at our hour mark. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am going to continue, and if I can, you guys can come and join me on a quick little impromptu Zoom we can do for a couple hours after this. I will open it up, come over to my Facebook page, and I will open up a Zoom link so that we can talk together and continue putting this page together, right? I love to see you and meet you and hang out with you. So I think that that would be a good idea if somebody has a couple hours. I am free till about 3 o'clock because that's when I have to start making dinner. So I will put this together. Maybe we can meet from 1 to 3 over at Zoom. You need to have a camera. I can tell you that much. And you need to register over. We kind of have to have a camera so we know who we're talking to. So if you want to come and hang out and talk to us, I would love to see you. And I will put it on Martha's Paper Crafting and a little Zoom link so we can hang out and chat and see how this paper continues to go. So there we go. I love the way that's going to look on this pretty light paper. I think I need a red one. Okay, so we have a red one, a dark one, maybe something really glittery. Oh, there's one with the stars. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, thank you. Please subscribe, leave me a thumbs up. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time and hanging out with me and your support. Thank you so much. Tussie Mussy, that's what that one's called, the Tussie Mussy ice cream cone. I know, it's the ice cream cone. Did you not know that? Candy? How do I get there? You go over to Martha's Paper Crafting group on Facebook, and you need to come in, and then you register for the Zoom class. I'm going to go put one together right now. Give me 15 minutes and you will be able to enter into the Zoom link. You have to register. We have to kind of, you have to have a camera. We need to see you. You need to have that kind of stuff. In about 15 minutes, Yvonne, are you free? I'd love to talk to you. I like that die for reasons you've stated. It is a cute little fussy mussy, and it's a bookmark. Isn't that cute? Okay, loves, I will see you in a little bit. Come and hang out with me for a couple hours, and we can chit chat and talk. Okay, love, bye-bye. Thank you.